to bring the evidence the next day. That same day, the committee then invites Ouko to respond to the whole petition. How do you respond to a petition that has not been presented in full? We raised that with the committee. The committee said, no, give your response. Mr. Ouko therefore began to give his response. He gave his response up to 8 p.m., but he only got up to paragraph 7 of his response, which was up to paragraph 16. Then he was told, now it is late, you can leave, we will decide whether to call you back or not. That means he was being asked to respond to an incomplete petition. That is against natural justice. More interestingly, and this is the 7th point, when you are asked to give evidence, usually even in Parliament, and when it is critical, you will be sworn in. You will all remember the issue when the former IBC commissioners, especially the chair, the drama around being sworn in. But it is parliamentary practice that you are sworn in so that what you say on oath. If it is a lie, then it can be dealt with. This is a petitioner who was allowed to make very fundamental and scathing allegations against Mr. Ouko without being sworn in. We raised that with the committee. The committee decided that it is not necessary to swear him in. Now, if you are not sworn in, then whether what you say is true or not is a matter of conjecture. But at least there's usually one question, that then the person you're accusing should be allowed to ask you questions. We asked to be allowed to ask the petitioner questions. The committee refused. So you are being accused without evidence. The person accusing you is not giving evidence or not. You are not allowed to ask him questions. How fair can that process be? The other very interesting thing is that the only notification Mr. Ouko ever got was the one inviting him on the day he was to give evidence. He is completely unaware of who else is to give evidence on what date, and therefore does not have the opportunity or right to be present when he's being accused, does not have the opportunity or right to even ask questions to whoever else is going to give evidence. More fundamentally, are two very important questions. The issues that are before the committee, by the petitioner's own admission, he stated that he had taken them to the EACC, he had taken them to the DPP, and he had taken them to the court. But he was not satisfied with the way it was dealt with. What does that mean? That the DPP found there was no evidence to incriminate Mr. Ouko. This petitioner was not satisfied, so he goes to court. So we asked the committee that before you hear this issue, can you make a decision whether you are entitled to sit on appeal on a decision by the DPP?